Up with KREM begins now.
Well, the fans are cheering on the Zags all across the nation, including one very familiar face.
It's something we've been dreaming for a long time, and to finally get it would be amazing.
We caught up with the 2016 Zag to see what he thinks of this year's team.
Well, the Final Four gear is fresh off the printer and ready for you to get your hands on them. We'll tell you how to get your Zag Final Four gear and what gear could be just around the corner.
And of course, we're going to take you outside as the sun comes up this morning. Here is a beautiful look at the river and Riverfront Park in downtown. It's been a while.
Hey Tim, do you think they're having a good time?
Looks like it.
Yeah, Andrew Nimhard pulled out a GoPro for this post-game moment, this post-game celebration.
Yeah, you can see him throwing up the fours. They are so stoked. Well, I think we can all agree they have a lot to be proud of as well.
Yeah, love throwing up the fours. And pretty soon, hopefully, they're going to be throwing up even more signs for the Final Two, championship, whatever they got. Of course, we have our full team here joining you this morning with the latest coverage going into that big game coming up. Starting with Mark Hanrahan, who is live in Indianapolis this morning. And Mark, you got a chance to catch up with a former Zag who is really into this team and pushing them to go all the way, right?
That's exactly right, Joshua. His name is Domantas Sabonis. He was a Zag fan favorite when he played for the team several years back. Well, as it turns out, he's now playing in the NBA. He plays for the Indiana Pacers, so he's just a few miles away from where this game at Lucas Oil Stadium will happen in 2 days. Unfortunately, he can't go watch the game in person because of COVID, right? COVID protocols with the NBA prevents him from doing that, but he's still heavily invested in this team, he said, and he does plan to watch his alma mater in 2 days here at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Just really excited for the team, the program, for the coaches, and I wanted to win the whole thing.
Gonzaga is 2 games away from doing just that. They've impressed Domantas Sabonis throughout this entire NCAA tournament run.
They got a lot of guys, they're stacked, they have a lot of depth, and that's dangerous, especially come tournament time, no matter who's in the court, they're playing at 100%.
Normally, this would be a dream scenario for Domas. He would get to be around the team a ton before their Final Four run due to the tournament being played in his city. Not this year.
It sucks, I'm texting with the coaches, with Tommy, Hugh, some of the guys, and not being able to see them is not fun.
Undoubtedly, if the 2-time NBA All-Star were able to be around the team, he'd be asked to give them advice to get through the next 2 games. Domas says he doesn't have any, but for good reason.
There's not much I can say, they've all made it further than I ever have, with the team, they made it to Final Four, so just keep doing what you're doing, they're playing calm, they're playing poised, they're taking their time. Everything they're doing is great, I just hope they stay that way and finish it off.
Sabonis hopes they finish it off for a lot of reasons, but high up on the list is for the people he knows this would mean a lot to.
Everything to everyone, the city, Spokane, it's something we've been dreaming for a long time, and to finally get it would be amazing. Especially do it undefeated would be even better.
So Domantas certainly excited for his alma mater, the Zags, as they take on UCLA here at Lucas Oil in 2 days from now. I'm going to date myself a bit, guys. I'm an NBA fan, grew up a Blazers fan, so I used to love watching his dad play, Arvydas Sabonis, for the Blazers. So his son now following in his dad's footsteps. Pretty cool to see all around. Well, this morning we're also hearing from Gonzaga head coach Mark Few. He was asked by ESPN SportsCenter what life in the bubble has been like.
I mean, we're essentially living on the floor of a frat house altogether right now, and we have been for 20 days. And I mean, I got no complaints.
Well, Few was on SportsCenter yesterday answering about potentially winning the national championship, and when asked if he ever dreamed of winning the championship, he of course said yes, especially with the current group of guys he is coaching. Taking things back to Spokane, new Final Four gear has arrived at the Gonzaga bookstore. Fans are already lining up to secure their apparel. We first got a first-hand look at all that new Zag swag. We also asked how you can get your hands on some.
You can buy them online before they even get here, or you can come in and visit us as soon as things land. We will have them ready for people to buy.
Zohm Designs, one of the businesses that works with this shop. If the Zags were to win the national championship this year, Zohm said they'd print new shirts through the night so they'll be ready by sunrise. I don't know if you guys can tell, probably not, but I'm going to give you a weather report for Jeremy because it is cold this morning in Indianapolis, and there's in fact just a light snowfall coming down. I thought I was going to escape that by coming over here, but man, it is chilly.
I love it. That's amazing, Mark. I appreciate the help. That's pretty awesome. Let me just do a little. All right, somebody eat up a little bit of time. I'm going to look up something.
So while we're stalling for Jeremy really quick, Mark, I want to ask you, you know, it's so easy to get focused on, oh, it could be a championship and look a little bit too far ahead. But have you gotten any vibe talking to former players, current players, fans about how they're keeping their focus on UCLA at all?
Yeah, I mean, don't get the cart ahead of the horse. I think that's what head coach Mark Few always alludes to, right? It's interesting because March Madness is madness. I mean, any team can beat any team in any round, right? It's not like a NBA playoff where you have, you know, best of 7. You get one shot. So if you have a bad game, like that could be it for you. I mean, thus far, Gonzaga's won every one of its first 4 games in the tournament by an average of 24 points. So they're hoping to continue that trend. But, you know, you can't look past the opponent that's right in front of you, right?
Oh, love it, love it. And you can hear the wind blowing there from Mark. 30 degrees, a little bit windy, and flurries coming down. Mark, your high temperature today will be there in the next 10 minutes.
Here we go.
We want Mark to come home, but we also want him to stay because that means the Zags are going to continue on.
All right, Mark, stay
rocking the hood.
Yes.
All right, Mark, thanks so much for your hard work. Well, don't forget that you can only watch Gonzaga in the Final Four right here on KREM 2. They're up against the UCLA Bruins for a spot in the national championship. Tip-off is at 5:34 p.m. We will also have live coverage from Indy following the game, and we'll also be carrying the post-game press conference live as well. You can watch it all right here on KREM 2. All right, let's get to Jeremy Lagoon now. Jeremy, not as cold as where Mark is here at home.
Yeah, not even close. Mark's down at 30 degrees right now. Here in town, take a look outside. This is absolutely incredible as the sun comes up. Despite a little cloud cover, it's still a beautiful start to the day. Temperatures for us staying in the mid-30s. It's quite lovely, quite mild. Mark won't be at the mid-30s until 3 p.m. today. Put that in perspective for you. And here we go, 35 for us. Got a couple of peaks of sun from behind those clouds. Absolutely gorgeous as we kick things off this morning, no doubt about it. 31 in Coeur d'Alene, 27 in Sandpoint, and 32 in Moses Lake. Wind does pick up here for us, though. About the same as what Mark gets as we move through the day today. So just know that it will be a bit breezy. Wind out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to 20 or 25 miles per hour at times. And that wind is what fights the cloud cover. We've got the cloud cover as we kick things off this morning. Cloud cover takes us through a good chunk of the start of the day, but the wind will start warming us up. By the afternoon, we're watching those temps soar. We are in the mid-60s later on today. And to put that in perspective for you, it's about 26, 27 degrees warmer than Mark will be later today. So if you got social media, head on over. Remind Mark that we are all enjoying this warm weather. I promise you'll enjoy that.
All right, Jeremy, thanks so much. Washingtonians 16 and older will be eligible for the COVID vaccine 2 weeks from tomorrow. Governor Jay Inslee says he moved the date from May 1st to April 15th due to the rising spike in new cases. He's hoping by opening eligibility, the number of cases will drop. Now, we understand there is a lot of COVID-19 vaccine questions, and this morning, many people are asking when you're getting your 2-dose vaccine, can you switch arms? So Joshua Robinson joining us now to verify what health leaders recommend.
Yeah, it is a question we have heard as doctors are saying pick an arm, either arm. It's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. You can switch arms for your second dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, or you can choose which arm you'd like for the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious diseases professor at Vanderbilt University, says it doesn't matter where you get the second shot.
The inoculation site doesn't matter because your body's immune system will recognize that and take action and provide the protection you need.
Now, some vaccine recipients might experience a red, itchy, swollen rash at the injection site on your arm. And in those cases, you can discuss getting your second shot in your other arm. But again, perfectly fine to switch between both arms on those 2-dose vaccines. Still to come this morning, baseball fans, it's time to celebrate because it is opening day today for the Mariners. Our sister station in Seattle is live from T-Mobile Park with all of the details you need to know after the break.